We're here with George Medill, the head butcher at Olive, and today what we're looking at is a rack of lamb, the two sides of a rack of lamb essentially. George is going to take this rack of this lamb apart into two parts, and he's going to French it. The technique called Frenching, which is making all the bones look nice and pretty. So he separated the two halves, and the next bit of work that he has to do is take the cap off the top of the rack. George is going to save the cap. If you could just show the cap to the camera, which is that piece there. He's going to save it, and he's actually going to give it to the butcher beside him, and the butcher beside him is going to use that for grind for hamburgers and lamb burgers and ground lamb in general. So he's got to take all this tough matter away as well to get it nice and tender. This lamb actually comes from Bruce County, and we have a really great relationship with one farmer that we use exclusively up there. And Olive's lamb, actually, we get ours harvested at about a good 12 to 15 pounds less weight than what you would normally expect in a butcher shop. And George finds this advantageous to get lambs brought in at a lighter weight, because they're younger essentially when they're lighter, and also they are more tender in his view. Ontario lamb is a little more mild than the Australian and New Zealand. It has the flavor itself, I guess you can describe it as sweet. So what he's doing now is the starting of the process of Frenching the rack of lamb, which is exposing the bones. And what this does is creates a really nice visual effect on the plate. And every great restaurant always does this with their bones, whether it's a rack of lamb, prime rib, or even a rack of pork. So the rack of lamb has come into shape. He'll finish it off with a couple more scrapes of the knife on the bones to make it nice and pretty. But that is your French rack of lamb.